Hi everyone, it is our final week together. This is week number 8 of Biology 120. So we are wrapping up and we've still got a few things to do, so we'll take a look at that. The pictures that I put in this PowerPoint presentation are from my trip to the beach in September. You remember that Sunday when I couldn't hang out with you guys. So anyway, I thought this picture right here was fitting because this is the end of the course and that is the end of a dolphin. So just saying. Sorry, got to deal with my humor. All right, so last week we did a little bit of work on ecosystems, and a lot of you had final projects that had to do with ecosystems, so that's awesome. We continue that this week by looking at population ecology. So an ecosystem, remember, is the community of organisms, so that includes all the different species, plants, animals, protists, fungi, bacteria, that live together in a particular environment and their interactions with each other and with the environment, including the climate, including how much shade there is, including water sources that are present, the type of soil, etc. So it's all these interactions that are taking place. And of course, this is very important for environmental science, and most of you are environmental science majors, so don't skip this part. You'll need to read chapter 45, which is about population ecology. So a quick explanation on that. A population is members of the same species that live together in a particular place at a particular time. Now, the time can be a long period of time, and the geographical location can be huge, or it can be really short and small. The deer population in one county in South Carolina over the last breeding season. So it can be a short study, it can be a large study. It just depends on what the scientist is looking at. So this week, watch and read the Module 8 overview and watch the video on the human population. This is an amazing animation that shows you the beginning of the human population to now, and also predictions for the future and where the human population is going to increase, where it has increased, how humans have populated the continents. It is absolutely amazing. So please watch it. I've watched it a bunch of times because I really enjoy it. A couple of things to watch for. There's lots to watch for, but look at the time period, the 1300s and the 1600s, in particular in Europe, and you will notice that the population decreases during those time periods, and that's because there were a couple of pandemics of smallpox. Smallpox was a deadly disease. The mortality rate is about 30%, and that is very high for any kind of disease process. Also, it was disfiguring. And it wiped out a good portion of the European population during those two time periods. So, what does that sound like? I just mentioned pandemic, and here we are in a pandemic also. So I looked at the numbers today to see how many people worldwide have died from COVID so far, and the number is right at 5 million people. So 5 million people have died in the world over the last year and a half or so from COVID that would not have died or would have died from other causes. And so that's pretty amazing. And where is that number going to go? I am not sure. I can't predict what's going to happen with this pandemic. So that I'm sure that's actually not reflected in this animation, but we'll see. But you're going to see what's going to happen with the human population in the near future. We expect human beings to number 9 billion humans on the planet very shortly here, which is amazing because I can remember before it was 6 billion, and now we're talking about 9 billion, which these are numbers that we can't even wrap our heads around, but they surely do have an effect on all the ecosystems on the planet. And part of your task is to talk about exponential growth and can that happen. So exponential growth is, for example, what happens with bacteria when you put them into a culture and the population just explodes. 1 cell becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. You see what happens. It's just a huge population explosion. And one of your questions is, can exponential growth happen out there in the real world and continue? And the answer, of course, is going to be no, because what happens if a population is exploding like this? Well, you run out of nutrients, you run out of space, you build up too many waste products. What kinds of problems do we see in the world today because of the human population? Pollution, horrible waste management problems, soil pollution, water pollution, not enough food for many of the countries in the world. It all has to do with population growth. You're going to talk about the meaning of the map and what those little dots mean, and what are the consequences of the human population reaching 9 billion people. What are we going to have to deal with when we have that many people on the planet? You can imagine there's going to be more wars, there's going to be more fighting over resources, food, fuel, etc. We're going to run out of more space. We're going to use up more ecosystem space. How many natural areas will there be in the world? I am not sure as we continue to explode our own population. So anyway, there are lots of things for you to think about and discuss in the journal entry this week. This is all that you have to do this week, this one journal entry. No discussion board postings, and of course you've already turned in your final project, which I'm looking forward to reading and grading. So I'll be doing that all week long. Final thoughts, make sure that you turn in everything. Everything has to be turned in by this Sunday at 11:59 p.m. And I believe that is East Coast time. I'm not sure, but I think that it is. Because the course closes down to you at that point. I mean, you can look at it, but you can't upload anything. So make sure you have everything in. And one thing I ask you to do, please, 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 fill out your course evaluations for this course. This helps my team lead and my dean to help evaluate me and my work, and also the course material. They also take a look at that. But it helps them evaluate me, and it helps me after the course to see if there are things that I could do to help you. So please do leave constructive criticism for me. I am all good with that. I will do whatever I can to help my students in my courses. So just let us know. So fill out that course evaluation if you would. That would be so awesome. I really would appreciate it. And other than that, I am here for you. You know, I'm just an email message away. So let me know if you need anything. And with that being said, I'll have another little video here at the very end of the term. But with that being said, I hope that you have a great week. And let's finish up the course so that you can get moving on to your other courses and finish up your degree. All right. Have a wonderful week.